obviously technology is a key enabler, right, of supply chain design processes. I mean, when you were evaluating, solutions and partners, I mean, what were some of the key capabilities that you were looking for to again help enable your organization to move supply chain design into a continuous business process, and ultimately, what were the factors that led you to select, LlamaSoft as a partner?
So again, we've been using LlamaSoft for many years now. I want to say 4 or 5 years, somewhere in that aspect. And when we were going through that selection process and trying to understand what was the tool that we were ultimately going to move forward with, I think some of the keys that we were looking at, one was from what is the skill set that's required to use this particular tool. We were sort of coming a little bit from an environment where it was very back-end, sort of database heavy, where the folks who were using the tool really needed to be DBAs or database administrators, and so there was often a little bit of a disconnect between the business and the supply chain folks versus the DBAs who are then sort of trying to manage, building the models and having them run and those types of things. And so we were really looking for something that was a little bit easier to use, where we could have folks more from the supply chain part of the business who maybe aren't quite as technical, really being able to use the software and being able to understand both the inputs and the outputs and the give and takes and some of those types of things. I think another thing we're looking for is flexibility. We have a tendency to, at least within our business, and I'm sure we're not alone in this, in terms of asking a lot of what-if questions. What if we do this? What if we do that? What if we do both? What if we do neither? What if we have to do this first option? Well, what if we 3/4 do this second option? And so the ability to be able to run lots of those what-if scenarios to understand, well, what is sort of that optimal solution and how that sort of plays against some of the other factors for evaluation. And then I think the third thing, and maybe this ties into a little bit on the second, is we needed to get answers faster. And I think that also ties with, we need to be making smarter decisions. We need to be making those decisions faster than we have in the past. So where it was taking weeks and months to sort of run single scenarios, we needed something that, we could bring that down to days and hours, and now we're measuring model runs in minutes, right? So I think some of that is the technology from a LlamaSoft standpoint in terms of how we were going about selecting that tool. And then, of course, as we've continued to use that tool, I think we've become smarter in terms of how to build those models, how to maintain those models, so they're able to squeeze that runtime down even further, so that now we're able to get answers in hours or days, whereas before it was taking weeks and months.